I'm Graysen Castell. I play saxophone and I write for the jazz band. I normally write jazz, everything from swing to funk, because I really like jazz band and jazz always makes me feel happy, so. Well, a song usually starts off as an idea, usually from either something I've done, something I've looked at, or something I felt. Inspiration usually can come from anything as simple as someone walking or just a nice little scenery image, like mountains and snow. It's kind of hard to pinpoint, but it can come from anything. After I get the inspiration, it'll usually be like either a little bit of a melody or just a beat. Even when like someone's walking and just a steady tempo. I'll get a beat off of that. Like I did a samba beat off of that once and it was a little interesting. After I have that idea, that beat, it continues in my head until I can usually either get to a saxophone, piano, or something to kind of write it or figure it out. Well, I'll usually put on to like Finale, which is a musical notation software, and they'll have a lot of other instruments to deal with, like drums or bass, piano, typical setups that I use. And I'll be able to mess with harmonies, hear how it's in progress, and, well, mess with it until it sounds good. I don't always hear it in sax lines. Sometimes I'll just hear like this very specific timbre that I want to do, like a trumpet, Hollywood line, or a very mellow trombone sound. I found that it's important to not make only one section sound cool, but to help bolster the entire group. Because when you're in a band, you don't want to just be the person sitting playing whole notes the entire time while just one section gets all the really cool melodic parts and it's just boring. I mean, typically that's what they'll do. Like usually when I'm getting inspiration from like my sister, it might be a saxophone sound, but there's times, of course, when it comes in as a trumpet or a trombone or even bass. Bass melody lines are really cool, and sometimes I'll get those from my sister. So yeah, it's not restricted to one instrument. Well, that's when I try to get the form going. Like I decide, do I want the head to be repeated or do I want to do something else right after the head? Do I want to have solos right after a soli, or do I want to do the head again before I do solos? That sort of thing. Well, I see myself going into concert band, learning how to arrange stuff for big wind ensembles. I would like to combine the two actually. Kind of like write jazz arrangements for wind ensembles and do maybe a little bit more classical things for jazz bands, spice it up. Working with Dr. Roberts has been amazing. I mean, he doesn't like exactly write down what something should sound like. He just kind of points me in the right direction and I kind of take off on my own and do a lot more than he expects of me, which is, it feels satisfying at the end of the day. I know there are a lot of guys in there that want to start composing, but they're afraid to actually show people their works because, it is scary showing something like a labor of love and always having that fear of someone going, that sucks. So the fact that I've been able to do it and actually have us perform that music is inspiring to other people. I've written 4, but 2 of them have been performed. I'm working right now on 5 and 6. The first time I was able to hear my piece performed at a live performance was so touching. I mean, I spent so many weeks working on some of those pieces, and to have them be performed by the band and actually liked by the band, because we always asked, do you like this? Does it work? Is it okay if we play this at the concert? And they all said yes. And then to have the audience applause and then the director look at you, stand up, get your recognition. It's amazing. Yeah, I would say it's a definitely different feeling. Because when you perform, you're doing someone else's labor of love, but when you play your own piece, it's unexplainable, but it's just like magic happens. It's so amazing to get that feeling. It's honestly the best feeling I've ever had. So where I kind of turn in part director, kind of turn into a little bit of a director. And yeah, they really help me learn what works, what doesn't work, and what kind of sounds I can use in future compositions. Like when I'm doing rhythm section, I always hear Spencer's voice. He always helps me out with all the bass and guitar stuff. Well, I do hope to arrange and write a full concert band piece. I think that would be a lot of fun. And I want to help some other students and maybe collab with them to write some pieces for the jazz band. Oh, definitely, there should be a compositional degree. There's so many good professors here that know how to compose and such that I think it's honestly one of the things that Weber State is missing. When I was around 3 years old, my grandmother started to teach me how to play piano. Granted, I had to like stand up on the bench to reach the keys, but she influenced definitely kind of the direction I was going. And she taught me music theory, I think, when I was about 5. She started to teach me how melodies work and how keys are, what they function. And she's always been there when I had music theory questions. She recently passed away in last September, but she's always there. My grandmother influenced my wanting to publish my work is because she actually published her own works, and she made me realize that I could do that sort of thing. And yeah, we're working on publishing a couple of my pieces right now.